You came back. I appreciate you. And if this is your first time here, my name is Horace Botts. This is my little space in the interwebs. And we just have to, we just like to have some thought-provoking conversations and a little bit of discourse. That's it. This topic is something that I've let my mind ruminate over for a little bit now. It's the concept of professionalism versus authenticity. Let me just paint a scenario. You ever had someone do something so brash or so uncouth, and then they label it as, I'm just being my authentic self? And every time I hear that or see that, my rebuttal is, that's your authentic self? You have no circumspectness to understand where you are and how you should carry yourself? Like, professionalism and authenticity are not enemies. They should be an interwoven DNA strand, especially when you're trying to accomplish or achieve something. Because there's a level of professionalism that's going to be needed for your success. At the same time, you're going to have to be your authentic self. These things, they're not enemies. But the way that sometimes people in today's society will have you believe, especially, and I'm gonna call out people, my people that may look like me and have a certain level of educational stature, but then choose to behave in a manner that is irrevocably unprofessional with the guise of,
I'm just being my authentic self. This is who I am. You have to accept me.
You're right, you can be your authentic self. And that can cause you to lose the majority of your revenue, because no one wants to work with someone that's rude, brash, uncooperative, uncollaborative, overly provocative, that has a lack of vocabulary that requires them to convey their ideas laden with profanity. Come on, man. Get out of here. Like, no, you know what? I'm gonna step on my soapbox today because this is my channel, so I can say whatever I want to say. It's absurd. Like, to think that labeling allows you some type of get out of professionalism free card. Like, no. Hold these people accountable. Don't give them work. Don't give them accolades. Don't celebrate their uncouthness. It is not something to be celebrated. Authenticity is when you connect to a value, an idea within yourself so strongly that it radiates out of you. That is your authentic you. Something that you believe with all of your heart, and you're able to project that belief all around you authentically. Like, the work that I do now, I'm quite certain will be different from the work I do in the future. But at the core, my authenticity is I want to help people. Whether it's one person, help them achieve the greatness that's latent inside of them. Whether it's one team, helping them to collaborate at a deeper level that shifts the culture of the entire environment, where they truly feel free to bring forth their ideas without any type of circumstance that causes them to be fearful of communicating. That freedom, that is my authentic me. To speak life into somebody, to a group of people, into a program, dare I say into an entire YouTube community, to speak life. So it brings about a certain level of frustration when I see very highly intelligent people that do something unintelligible and they label it their authentic self. So your authentic self is uncouth. Your authentic self is overly brash. Like, is that something to celebrate? Is that something to be proud of? Is that something to scream from the rooftops, this is me? Why would anyone want to celebrate that? I'm not saying don't be your authentic self, but if those characteristics are indicative of your authentic nature, a little self-reflection may be necessary. Because I mean, I would dare to say we don't want to celebrate what's the Netflix guy? Because I don't really watch too many series. He was a cannibal. We're not, his authentic self was he liked to eat people. I don't think that is worthy of celebration. I don't think the people that was eating him, well, the people that he was eating, they were cheering on. That is an absurd example. Absolutely. But we live in absurd times. Okay? This is a new age. Let me get to some of my educational standpoint. Shout out to Stern. Any of my classmates know. We live in a time where political truth will trump empirical truth. The narrative will trump the logical. All because the emotional truth makes us feel good. I feel like this is the way that it should be. Just imagine if I just walked around saying, I feel as if gravity should not affect me. I should be able to float. And we're looking at you like gravity is empirical. That it's relentless. Like it's not going anywhere. But you identify as a non-gravitational being. Well, okay.
Well, you jump off that cliff and you let me know how that gravity works for you.
Me personally, I like to live in the logical and empirical, and occasionally I like to understand the political, and I respect the emotional, because we are human after all. So our emotional states can be something that can be leveraged. If you see my previous video, let disappointment fuel you. It can be leveraged to our benefit. I like that. I like the idea of that. But let me bring it back. I have been told that at times the way that I present, especially when it comes to my ideals of professionalism, they come across as, oh, well, you're just one of those people trying to be one of those people, right? It's interesting. I'm gonna be honest, in the transparency of this, seeing whoever may see this, I am trying to be one of those people that is well-spoken and articulate. It is my deepest desire. I want to be able to communicate with anyone from the streets to the boardroom. I want to be able to elevate anyone from the streets to the boardroom. I want to be able to work with people in a manner that they can receive the message that I am trying to give them in the core of their spirit, and it somehow clicks and unlocks a level of ambition that they did not know existed in them. Oh yes. And to do that, you need to be authentically present and professionally aware. And I like that. I like the concept of that. I used to I don't know if it's just the way that, how I grew up, the influence. Like my mother's a very well-spoken woman. My father's a very strong, silent type. But his work ethic was unparalleled. So you combine that and you bring about me, this creation of them. And I reflect and see those traits, those things that I absorbed from osmosis, from being in that environment. And I am eternally grateful. Because the steadfastness that was placed in my genetic DNA is my authenticity. But the way that I present understanding and knowing the rooms that I want to operate in is my professionalism. And these two, they come together to bring forth what you see in front of you. I could be in a hoodie, like I was in the previous video. I could be in a knit polo with one of my favorite hats and my glasses and a chain in this video. Does that take away from my authenticity? This video, this presentation, the way that I am now, is definitely more professional than me being in a hoodie. But the message that I wanted to give you, that was hoodie material. This is not hoodie material. So it's for the audience. It's so that each of the concepts are all on the same page. It's uniformity. If I went and talked about financing, or if I went and talked about market inefficiencies, yeah, I could do it in sweats, but it's probably better received in a button down. If I went to the gym and I talked about
Getting some gains.
or going through a workout, it's probably more advantageous for you to see the muscles being put to work in a cutoff versus me being in a suit. Professionalism is about ensuring that the environment and audience that you're trying to reach will be reachable so that it can receive what needs to be received. Authenticity is that internal energy within yourself, those ideals that bring forth your concept of who you are and how you radiate outward. Just let that sit for a minute. No one should ever have to choose between being professional or authentic. Your goal is to figure out how to do both. That is when you unlock your true nature, your true potential. That's when you can start to march down your path of greatness. And for my alchemist readers out there, that is when you are on the path to find your personal legend. Yeah, I'm having a good time creating. I know like these videos get micro mini views. Like you get like 10 views, 15 views, and it's probably from friends that I sent the video to, like, hey, check this out. But I'm having a good time because this whole process is making me reflect, making me think about the things within inside of me and how to become better. The ideas that I contemplate to have to not just defend them, but articulate my observation of them. To be able to explain it and relate it and make it correlate to the things that are currently happening around us. It's making me have to become sharper. Everything you do should make you become better. Every time you go to the gym, every workout, the weight should be a little heavier. Every time we have class, the information should make you think a little harder. Every time you go to your office and you're in a presentation, the delivery should be a little bit better, a little bit more succinct. The audience should respond a little bit more better, right? Everything is better.
More better, please.
Always improving, relentlessly, every time. And it's not yards and feet. It's one step, 1 inch, 1 rep, 1 moment, 1% every day. And you do that for 365 days. And you come back to this video and you tell me how much you've unlocked that greatness inside of you. If you like the content that you're getting on this page, do me a favor. Share this video. Share it with a friend. Share it with a colleague. Share it with family. Put it out there. Like the video for the algorithm. Subscribe if you want to get more like this. We, I, us. It's just starting. This 30 for 30. This is exactly what was needed. Y'all have a blessed day. I will catch y'all tomorrow.